a seasoned campaigner. You've been, at the thick and thin of things, going against Pirates. You've experienced that a couple of times at Wits as well, here as well. Just maybe your thoughts, going ahead of such a big game.
Well, I think it's not news that the past couple of seasons, they've been a great threat. I think ever since Coach Rolani got involved, they've obviously changed and grown in leaps and bounds. They have a philosophy. They play with great energy, very, very open, very expansive football. And they won't be an easy team to beat. I think the games that we played against them last season showed that. They were very tight games. Played at a very, very high level of football. And I think it's great for the neutral to watch. But for us, the most important thing is just getting points.
And coming from a game, the Tshwane Derby, now it's Pirates. It doesn't get any easier, as a start to the season.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. We'll take what we get. You'll play them at some point. I think, to say now is better than later or vice versa is just shooting yourself in the foot. You take whatever game comes next. Obviously, the first game didn't go the way we would have wanted to, but, with saying that we had our chances, and had we taken our chances, it would have been a different result. So we go into this fresh. It's a brand new season, and we obviously need to be at our very best to get points.
And what's the optimism going into this season? 28 games to go, so far.
Yeah. Look, it's really early days. I think it's important to sort of press that refresh button and forget whatever's happened last season and just go again. Pirates have looked good. They look good in against Chiefs. And obviously, they want to obviously carry on from where they left off last season. And for us, we need to improve. We need to get better. And if we do so, I think we'll finish in a much more healthier position.
So, Bongani, looking at the fixture, you started with Sundowns. Now you're playing Pirates. You're going to be playing the Chiefs again. What do you make of this kind of fixture?
Well, I think it'll be interesting, to see if anyone has sort of the records or the history of the PSL, if that's ever happened before. Be quite interesting, but like I said, it is what it is. You play everybody, and there's no perfect time to play a team. You play a team whenever the fixture requires you to play them. So with that said, obviously it's important for us to keep going and get the points. If you don't get the points, then obviously it starts looking pear-shaped early on. But regardless of our position, we need to obviously be at our best.
Pirates travelling to catch Champions League over the weekend. Do you think maybe it's a good time to catch them early on in the season? Obviously, you travelled over the weekend, short turnaround space to the game on Tuesday night.
Well, many people can talk about that as obviously playing a role in terms of the quality of the game or the pace of the game or the energy or whatever, but that's not important to us. I think if you spend too much time worrying about that, the game, you'll miss the game. So they had a game, one side of it, you may think that they're more sharper than us. The other side is you may think that they're tired, So we just need to focus on what we need to get done on the day. And if we win, I guess it'll be an advantage. Yeah.
Maybe just to talk about the aspirations here at the club, I would imagine that you do aspire, to win the league here at SuperSport. Again, you were here when, there was the treble back in 2007 to 10. If you are to compare the different mentality, the different squad, obviously maybe not in terms of personnel, but the overall, picture, how is the team different from this current group of players?
Sure. I mean, that's going back almost 10 years ago, totally different crop of players, mentality and time in football. I think, obviously the game has evolved in its way here at home. Whether better or for worse, I think that's for the fans to judge. But either way, it's still a very, very competitive league. I don't want to spend too much time comparing players and times. Obviously, back then it was a great time for the club, and obviously we look back with sort of great memories and fondness of the time. But football moves on, players move on, coaches move on. The scenery changes all the time in this game, week in, week out. So the challenge is now for these players, young players, us older players as well, to sort of make these seasons count, and obviously ensure that we win things, because that's what the game's about. And if we can win things at an early stage with the young players that we have, I think it'll plant a great seed for them for the rest of their career to sort of understand at what level they need to compete at and play at in order to have a career in this game.
Perhaps maybe just to throw a curveball, is it possible to repeat that with this current generation that you have in the team?
Sure, it's tough one to answer. Obviously, you want to go one game at a time. I mean, who just started the league? Anyone can win it. So why not us? It's impossible to start something and obviously write yourself off. So we obviously want to be in the mix. And at the end of the day, whether you start badly or great, the most important thing is that with the last 5 to 8 games, certainly last 3 games, you want to be in the mix, and that's what creates an exciting atmosphere around the club, and that's what sort of creates belief in achieving great things. So that'll definitely be our aim, and then we go from there.
So far at SuperSport, obviously having played, one game.
So far so good. So at SuperSport, bangwelcome kahle, and yonke into right, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. And maybe when you left Pirates, what was the decision-making process? Having to leave the club, a big club like that, and have to come here. So another big club as well.
Anything happen for the reason. Ukuthi ngize ngifike lana, angeke ngande ngamagama. Njengoba bese ngishilo ukuthi kena ke I'm happy ukuthi ngiye la, and amanye ama decision athathwa ema-office wabona kuze kufinyelele la ukhona bona ezinye ikhathi wabona, but I'm happy ukuthi ngibe la.
Kodwa ke mhlambe ngaphambi kokuba leyo decision ethathwe uke wakhuluma nawe ngaqoqa ngale ndaba ukuthi ngenza ukuthi uze ngapha. Yeah, chairman uke wangibuza ukuthi kena ke ngajabula yini ukuthi kena ke ngize ngala ku SuperSport. Ngathi mina ngajabula kakhulu if ama blessing anganginika ukuthi kena ke ngize ngalana, and wangipha ama blessing and ngazithola sengingala. Lekuyona kuphela iSuperSport ebengqonqoza eminyango.
No, bemaningi ama team ebengifuna, yabona, more than 5, yabona, but I decision iziyafikelela ukuthi kena ke iSuperSport ingifuna more than kunalamanye ama team.
Mhlawumbe ungasitshela ukuthi ubani labanye aba-5 ebakulandela.
No.
Yeah, ukuthi nje sazi ukuthi
the best in Gauteng, yeah.
Enye konse Soweto.
But yeah, more than 5.
More than 5. Okay, but basically maybe as a striker you'd possibly, obviously have potential targets that you set for yourself. How has your projection been so far?
Ukuthi kena ke ngiscore sorry, ukuthi ngiscore more goals to ngila ku SuperSport. Into engizelelana ukuthi kena ke ngizodlala njengoba ngistartile igame yami yokuqala, and unfortunately I didn't score, but first game. Yeah.
Still 28 games to go. How many goals do you see yourself banging in given the opportunity as well?
Amaningi eze ngizowascore ngasho kanjani.
And the coach spoke about playing around you focally up front. Is there a role that maybe is discussed with you ukuthi ngifuna ukusebenzisa ngendlela nje or nawe nje into izwa ku media?
No, ama coaches anama different ukuthi approach kanjani ama games wabona, and then maybe sidlala 3 system here wabona, aya change every day, and nginabanye abantu futhi ama striker khona yabona. It's not about me yabona, as a team, and ama system amaningi esiwadlalayo.
Having to play ama system amaningi, does that make it any easier or difficult to adapt ukuqembelisha?
No, as uGabuza and esehlale kakhulu ku PSL, and we are adjust ngasho kanjalo, and national team you understand ukuthi any system eqhamukayo you must adjust as a player.
And you just mentioned the national team, kuzoba no coach omusha. Do you have prospects of going back there?
No, ngathini angithi ngiqale ku SuperSport first ukuthi kena ke improve igame yami iqala before ngizokhuluma nge-national team.
So Gabuza, the time uva ku Pirates anevothola isikhathi nyana sokukhuluma nama fans. Ungafisa ukuthini kubo
vele? Ayish. Kuma fans ePirates ngasho ukuthi kena ke thanks ukuthi kena ke ngibe nabo 6 years nginabo bengiphusha ukuthi kena ke bangenze ngilo umuntu enguyena namhlanje, and noma ngingasavalelisanga kahle, but I'm still ngisase ku football and sisazohlangana.
And next game yenu nidlala nawo Bongani uzizwa kanjani?
No, ngizizwa ngijabule kakhulu as ukudlala against i-former team yakho, and as a football kuhlezi kumnandi ukuthi udlale against i-former team yakho.
Kunepoint ozama ongafuna ukuyiprova kubo mhlambe.
Hayi no, no, hayi akunapoint engizofuna ukuyiprova, and kwamele ngilalela ama-instructions a-coach and ngidlale njengoba ucoach eshini.
Uma ngenzeka ukuthi mhlambe uyithola ushaya igoli ungaselebrate kumbe team yakho uzoyihlonipha ngoba udlala isikhathi eside kubo.
As usual mangikorile ngizoyenza into engijwayele.
One would say that it was a bit unfair for you, for Orlando Pirates to let you go to SuperSport. So, personally, can you tell us how did that make? How did you make of them all?
Yeah, firstly, I want to thank Orlando Pirates, like the chairman, for giving me the opportunity to play for a big club like Pirates. But I don't want to look back. I'm happy, I found my home in SuperSport United. So I've started trying to work hard to win something with the team.
How are you settling in the club? How are you finding the team?
Yeah, as I said, I'm new in the team, so I'm trying to see the structures, the game plan for the team. So I'm trying to work hard, as a player, even extra hard, so that I can be there.
You're going up against the former team on Wednesday. Are you itching to get onto the pitch and do what you do best against your former team?
No, I don't have anything to worry. Pirates is a good team. We know, they're a big team in South Africa. They play good football. So for us as a team, we need to go to our training ground and prepare for them.
Yeah, as you guys are going to training now, you've been there with the Buccaneers. You know how they prepare for a game. Have you given the coach and your teammates some insight on what to expect on Wednesday?
No, as a coach, our coach always know, if he's playing against Pirates is a good playing team. So I think as a coach, he knows everything about them. So we need to focus as players so that we can try to win the game.
So he did not ask you and tell me about how they prepare and how they set up?
No, he didn't ask me. Yeah.
Your quality is undoubtable. We know that you are a quality player. So personally, from your own perspective, what can we expect you from this season? And what are you hoping to achieve as a player?
Yeah, as a player, I know last season I didn't play more. But now, if I get an opportunity, I need to go back to my form so that I can help the team win something.
Was it easy making the decision to come here?
Yeah, it was easy because, as you know, SuperSport is a good club, and the coach is from Zimbabwe. So when they told me SuperSport wants you, then I said, I know it's fine.
Pirates coming up. How are you seeing that game?
Yeah, it's a game we always look forward to. It's a team that we've had relatively good levels of success against over the years, but also a very, very tough team. They come off a nice victory in the league, and they'll be going for the title again this season. So it's a tough game against a good team who certainly have stepped up a good few levels over the last year, I think, and they're very difficult to play against. But obviously, we have to look back at our results against them and take a lot of heart from that and a lot of promise going into this game that we know we can cause them problems. We know we have a certain style of play that is effective against them, and hopefully we can carry that out on Wednesday night.
They just lost in the Champions League. Does that make it any easier for you guys to plot against them?
Just gives us a few more videos to watch. But we know the way they play. I don't think them playing another game is really going to change anything. They have such a big squad, and it's so early on in the season that it's not. Don't think it's going to have a massive impact. They're going to play their expansive style of football, which is very, very effective if you don't get your organisation correct, and that's what's going to be key to us. I think when we've done well against Pirates in the past, our organisation has been very, very good, and that's something that we really have to make sure on the night we get spot on. Otherwise, they'll open you up and cause you all sorts of problems with their quality. So that's something that we have to focus on, and then hopefully we can add a bit of our quality to the game and cause them problems defensively, because we know that's something that we can really add to the game and hopefully cause them a lot of problems defensively.
And then I asked Bongani about the tight fixture which you guys are having, starting with Sundowns, now Pirates, and the next one is Kaizer Chiefs. What are your thoughts on that one?
My thoughts are, it's a league season, we've got to play all these teams anyway. So if they come all at once, great. It's a challenge. It's tough, but we've got to play them anyway. So if we're playing them now, if we're playing them spread out, it doesn't really make a difference. We've got to play all these teams twice. Just so happens that they all fall together for us. So it's a very, very tough start. But it's one that we have to get up and running. We can't sit back and wait till these teams are out of the way. We want to get up and running, and hopefully we can get points on the board on Wednesday night.
Surely, just to follow up on his question, it makes life a lot easier when it's deep and then it's a rundown.
Unfortunately, we don't. The fixture list comes out and we have to deal with it. We can't complain because we've been drawn against the big teams, and in the first few games we have to get stuck in. So unfortunately, we lost our first game. So now we don't want to fall too far behind. We've got to pick up points, and we've got to do that on Wednesday night. So despite our tough fixture list, we look at it as an opportunity to take points off the big teams, and really maybe put a marker out there to say that we can be up there this season. That's the challenge for us. We want to show that we can compete against the so-called favourites for the league, and it's a real challenge to see where we are as a squad as well, to play the big team so early on.
Maybe just to talk about your central midfield position, there was a lot of when Bongani Khumalo and Soronyana left the team. A lot of people thought that there would be a gap, but looking at a player like Sipombule, who did marvelous against Sundowns, there's also Jamie Weber. Are you comfortable with those players around you, and do you feel like that's the crop to lead forward the central midfield part?
Yeah, I think at some stage the young players have got to be thrown in there. Yaya's a fantastic player. Pums did a great job for us as well in a defensive role, but these players are the future of this football club. Sipo Mbule, we saw in his 20 minutes what he's all about. He's unbelievable every day in training. He's fantastic. I think he's come back this season with a renewed attitude. He's one of the fittest in the squad, and if you can add that attitude to his ability, we've got a top player. And I'm not just talking SuperSport, I'm talking Bafana. Jamie keeps on working hard. He's a very good player as well. He affects the game with his runs going forward, and he's got to find his space in the team, which is important. Of course, we've got Toboko Mokoena, who had a fantastic season last year and is definitely going on to big things in his career. So these are exciting young players. My job to try and add a bit of experience in there, try and help them along. We've signed young Jesse Don as well, who's definitely going to be one for the future. But for now, it's up to these players to really say, I'm ready to be a starting player every week, not just a 20-minute player here and there. And that's a challenge for these young players. And I fully expect them to be more than capable of playing at this level and taking their careers to bigger and better things, certainly with Bafana.
Yeah. And when Sipombule came on, I think maybe on Twitter, people are going crazy about his performance. How do you keep a young player like that, grounded, make sure that it doesn't go over his head about it?
Delete Twitter. Let's not go crazy. He had a good performance. He came on for 20 minutes and did well. But I think over the years we've seen players do that plenty of times, and then it kind of just disappears. The excitement goes to a young player's head, and they think they've cracked it, but in reality, the hard work has only just begun. So we're trying to keep Sipo grounded. As I said, he's a fantastic young player with a lot of ability and a lot of promise, but that's what it is at the moment, and he has to go and prove his worth. He has to go and show that he's capable of performing week in, week out, because it's no good to do it in a 20-minute performance and then not again. We all have full faith in him. We know he can be a top player, and that is a glimpse of what he can do. Now the challenge for him is, can he do it on a consistent basis? And I'm not saying be a 10 out of 10 every week, but we can't have and this isn't just Sipo, it's a challenge for all our young players to not be a 9 out of 10 and then a 5 out of 10. It's to find that middle ground where you're being effective and consistent at the same time, and that's certainly the challenge. And we've got to keep players like Sipo wanting more. That's really important.
And maybe just to
just to deviate a bit, obviously senior national team player. So how did you make of the news that Stuart Baxter has resigned from his post?
I'm very disappointed, to be honest. It's a coach that I've worked with for a long time. He's a fantastic coach and a fantastic person who gave absolutely everything for his players. I was disappointed to see the way things were perceived over here. unfortunately that is a role of a coach. You are going to be criticised and rightly or wrongly. That's what happened to the coach. For me, I thought continuity would be key to progression with Bafana. I don't know what the plans are going forward, but it seems like it's all going to start again, and which is a bit of a disappointment, especially after getting to the quarterfinals of the AFCON. Our performances maybe in the groups weren't what we wanted, but we managed to get through, and then we produced one of the best Bafana performances you guys can tell me for a long time. So there was something there that we were growing, and the feeling now is what happens now. Does it start again, or can we carry on from there? And I hope we can carry on. I hope whoever's going to come in, and I hope whoever comes in as players, because I suppose it's the start of a new cycle now. I hope we can continue to progress from where we left off, and not start again, and not have those 2 or 3 years where we don't qualify and we struggle, and we've got to carry on from where we left off, and carry on progressing as a force on the continent.
So personally, would you prefer a foreign coach or a local coach?
No, honestly, I want a coach who understands South African football. I want a coach who understands the players, and hopefully, as I say, someone who can carry on progressing from where we've left off. That's what's key at the moment. Who that coach is up to Safa. We've got some fantastic coaches here. And there's been a lot of rumours, but until something's announced, it's no point looking into the rumours. But for me, it's just about progression at this stage, and hopefully not starting again and throwing away what we've worked on for the last 2 years.
You speak of progression. Molefe is the man in charge now on an interim basis. If he cracks the code, would you be comfortable with him being the coach to lead the team going forward?
You have to ask Safa what the code is. I don't know what the code is. But he's obviously been the assistant for a long time. He knows the players. I think he's the perfect man to take the job for now. I don't know what Safa's plans are going forward, but for now, I think there's friendlies coming up next month. It's a coach who's comfortable around the players, and the players are comfortable around him. So in terms of progression, it makes it kind of a smooth transition. Whether he's the man going forward or not, that's up to Safa.
And then after resignation, did you talk to him, or if you did talk to him, can you please share with us the conversation, how it went?
I've spoken to him, and I wished him well, and he wished me well. At this stage, that's all we can really say to one another. I think there's a lot of disappointment going around. I think maybe he's discussed some of the circumstances that he was put under, and just wished each other well. That was it for now. I think over time we'll have a chat, because we were close as a player and a coach, obviously working here and working at Bafana, so we have a relationship over a number of years. So it's disappointing to see that end, but as I said, we just wish each other well, and all the best in the future.
Dean, your Bafana teammate Percy Tau, 2 goals in 2 games for Bruges. What do you make of his start so far?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's great to see the excitement around him, and it's great to see that he's hit the ground running. I know his attitude. I know how hard he works every single day, and I know what impact he can have on any team. Just his enthusiasm and his personality can have a positive impact on any team, and it's great that his goals are now becoming part of his game. That's so important. I think we want him scoring goals, we want him making assists, we want him affecting games, and to see his 2 goals brilliantly taken. He looks at home straight away. He looks very, very comfortable, and we look forward to seeing him hopefully in the Champions League proper. So it's an exciting season for him. I know the chief scout at Brighton, I know they're excited by him, but for now, whilst he can't play there, it's great to see him out there at a top club doing very, very, very well.
Getting some minutes there. Future's bright for Bafana strikers.
Again, fantastic for Lyle. I don't know him personally, but I speak to his agent a lot, and he tells me how hard he's been working. Seems like he's had a very good pre-season and got rewarded for his hard work with a starting place. Unfortunately, when I looked, I got very excited to think that Fabregas might be playing him slide balls, but I think he got sent off after half an hour. So probably not the debut that he wanted, but fantastic to be playing for such a great club at such a young age.
Coach, Orlando Pirates coming up. How are you setting up the team in preparation of that game?
Well, I think it's a tough game. This will be, Pirates' third game, on the trot. I think in terms of match fitness, I had us because we played one and we had to wait about 12 days to play the next game. But nevertheless, we tried to, make sure that we prepare well, like another game. And unfortunately, we couldn't, really get, to play, a friendly game. But we played, amongst ourselves to try and make sure that we maintain our fitness levels, in terms of, game intensity. And I think we're ready for Pirates.
Your captain said it doesn't matter whether you play these so-called big teams early on in the season. Do you agree?
Yeah, you look, all the games are very important, in the PSL. These are also, you're playing when we played Sundowns, we played Pirates. And these are games where you don't really need to motivate the players because they look forward. These are the fixtures they look forward to play in each and every season. So for me, that's not a worry. The only worry for me is we haven't really had enough, game time. Going into these games, match fitness is also very important. It's very key. But in terms of players, motivating the players, I'm not really worried about that because I know the players are really focused and in the PSL all the games are tough. It's very it's not easy. You saw the results in the past weekend that no game is easy.
How is Aubrey recovering, coach?
Well, he started just light training because he had grade 1 tier. Probably will take 2 to 3 weeks for him to fully recover, but it's a huge setback for us because he's been one of the most effective players for us. And when he got injured, he was really doing well as well, playing well against Sundowns. So we'll definitely miss him, but I just hope that he recovers, quickly.
Coach, any signings that you might make before the end of the transfer window and the latest updates on the possible of acquiring the services of Thamsanqa?
Well, I think the window is still open. We're still looking to beef up, our squad in certain areas up front, also defensively. We are a little bit, thin. Like now we're missing Aubrey already, and that makes it a little bit difficult for us, in terms of having depth and quality. Some of the youngsters we have are there, as well as squad members to gain a little bit of experience. We've got Kanyisile Mayo, who trains with the first team, registered with the first team, but he'll play most of his games, in the MDC, especially this season, because this is his final season playing in the MDC. And same as Jesse Don as well, who's also 19, first team player, but will play most of his matches at MDC level because we want them to play, regularly. So we are a little bit thin, as a team, as a squad in terms of depth and quality. So we still gonna do a little bit of business before the window closes. And when coming to Thabo Kalinge, we will make an announcement when the time is right.
Coach, are you still interested in Sundowns like home?
Well, like I said, there are still a lot of deals which are still in the pipeline, and I don't want to preempt, everything before all the deals are concluded.
And coach, a player like Thabo Mnyamane who's had ups and downs with injuries, how is he doing now?
Well, I think he's done well. When throughout the preseason, he hasn't really had any problems. He's been injury free, which is very good, which is very positive for us. And we just still, try to work on his, match fitness as well because he hasn't really played for quite some time. And we try and work on that. And I think he'll come all right, as the season progresses.
Coach, some would say that SuperSports have given you such an impossible mandate for you to win the league. And some would say that no, it's not an impossible. It is a possible mandate for you to win the league. As SuperSport is relatively big, just like other big clubs like the big three. So, from your own personal assessment, what messages can you tell the Matsatsa faithfuls about your season? How do you look at this season?
Well, I think it's going to be tough like any other season. If you look at it, we've kept, the core of the team, and we need to try and also build a little bit of, if you look at the team is a little bit on a transition. 2 seasons ago, we were fighting relegation. And the previous season, we finished 6th, got into a MTN8 final. And we need to try and build on that. That's the foundation for us. We always have to try and look back at the previous season and do better than the previous season. And we're looking forward, to try and do that. The previous season, I think 4 games, to go, we were still in it. Mathematically, we could have, still won the league. We fell short a little bit. I think that also boils down to the depth and quality of our squad. That's why hence the need for us to try and beef up the squad in certain areas. But we want to try and push again this season. It is a mandate in football. It's always normal. That a team like SuperSport, very ambitious, always want to try and do well and win the league. But at the same time, it's not our right to win the league. We've got to work towards that. That's very key. And as the season progresses, we also try and see where we are, and then we build on that.
Coach, 2 former Pirates players in your squad. Think that they're going to have a big impact on Tuesday night?
Well, I think they're still coming into the SuperSport fold, in terms of understanding the way we want to do things, the way we want to play. For example, Gabuza has been at Pirates for close to 7-8 years, and it will take time for him to adjust to our environment as well. So we need to try and give them time, and space, for them to be able to do that, so that they can be able to perform, for us, rather than putting them under pressure. Because it's still too early for them. And I know as well Mahachi has been, at Pirates, he's been at Iros, he's been at Sundowns. So changing clubs as well, it also affects. And now he's at SuperSport. So he needs also time a little bit as well to adapt to our way of doing things. And we'll give them that, opportunity to do that. And the only way they can do that is by playing, week in, week out.
Coach, finally, what are some of the areas or some of the things that you think you have identified that you need to get right this season in order to have a different season from last season?
Well, I think this season we need to be a little bit more consistent in terms of our performances. I think last season we weren't that consistent, We're blowing hot and cold, and we didn't score as many goals as we would have wanted, although we created opportunities. And if you look at the Sundowns game, I think first 15 minutes we could have been 2-3 up. We missed opportunities. Even throughout the game, we kept on creating chances, and I think that's the area where we need to try and improve and have goals coming from different angles. All the players chipping in with goals.
How important is it to take points from big teams such as Pirates, Chiefs, and the other big teams?
I think the 3 big teams, that's about how many points?
18.
That's 18 points. And does that win you the league? Does that mean you are safe? Not quite. So all the points are important. It doesn't matter who you get the points from, but we try and focus on each and every game as it comes. So our focus now is the 3 points against Pirates. Those are the most important.